Hi, I'm Andrea Byerly, one of our pre-K teachers and a member of the leadership team. Today I want to share what our demographic data tells us about the families that we serve, what they need, and how this compares to my own, um, early school experience, as well as some programs I believe that can help our children and families. So some data here that I have shown is for lunch. So we have 32% not free and reduced lunch. We have 68% that use free and reduced lunch. For our data for our demographics, we have 48% Caucasian, 42% Hispanic and Latino, 3% African, 2% Asian, and 4% multiracial, as well as 15% ELL learners and 85% non-ELL learners. So our data shows that around 68% of our students in the district qualify for free and reduced lunch meals. So, meaning that families face financial challenges. In our pre-K program, this shows up as like children coming to school hungry, lacking proper clothing attire, or without, consistent books or internet access at home. Some families need more support with connecting with basic community resources like food banks, affordable health care, and transportation. We've also noticed that parents also want to be involved, but they are unable to because of long hours at work or just the inconsistency of their hours. So, which makes it more challenging for them to attend school events and or parent-teacher conferences. To meet these needs, we need to make sure that the information about food, health, and childcare services are meant in an easy way to find them, and make sure that they are available in English, Spanish, Chin, and Swahili. We can also be flexible with scheduling conferences or sending home a quick text message to update parents on what is going on. So our district's population, like I said before, about 48% is Caucasian and 42% is Hispanic and Latino. That is our main groups. But we do have a small growing multilingual, multicultural families. This diversity shows a strength, but it also means that we must be intentional when communicating and making sure that our families feel included. Many of our parents speak Spanish as their primary language, so interpreters are important during conferences and events, as well as having interpreters for those cultures that are rising in our community. So having bilingual staff is key positions like front desk and family liaisons. They help families feel welcomed and understood. We can also review our lunch menus and our classroom celebrations to make sure that they reflect the cultural preferences and traditions of all families. Something as small as offering bilingual newsletters or featuring diverse books within the schools can make children feel valued and seen. So identifying family needs. Being a small rural district spread across the 5 towns creates unique challenges. Most parents commute to work, which means transportation and after-school care are big needs. We only have limited daycare options in the area, so having availability at school before and after school for students to come and make sure that they are safe is a great option. So because of that, children often rely on school breakfast or consistent daily structure. Reliable bus routes and coordination between schools and like the childcare services are essential. Since the local library has limited hours, our school can help bridge the gap between that by making sure we can have like take-home bags of books or have a small lending library. Most jobs in our area are agricultural or manufacturing, and many parents work late or like early shifts that affects attendance. Some families need flexible scheduling for parent-teacher conferences. To ensure that all students are getting health care that are required, we partner with local clinics for on-site screenings of hearing, vision, and dental. We do this about once or twice a year. When I think back to my own experiences in elementary school, my family had many supports already taken place. We had a steady income, both of my parents worked. I rode the bus to school, and my parents were also able to attend school meetings. My school had a full-time nurse and a library within walking distance, also enrichment programs. By comparison, many of our families today face more barriers, fewer community services, language differences, and limited time or access. This contrast reminds me of how important it is for schools to act as a hub of support and not just a place for academics. Based on what we see in the data, I'd like to recommend 3 programs that will help strengthen and support families across our district. So the first one is Family Resource and Literacy Centers. This is a program that with a small space within the school where families can check out bilingual books, borrow winter clothes, and get connected with community resources like food banks and health clinics. It's just like a little outreach center. The second one is Family Connection Night. So this is a monthly informal gathering, offering a meal and childcare with a short parent sessions on topics like child development, discipline strategies, and language learning. These would build trust and improve communication with families who can't, also attend like formal events. Our last one would be Mobile Learning Bus. A school van or bus would visit neighborhoods around the community once a month on the weekends with books and crafts and with volunteer teachers as well. This program will reach students whose parents work on the weekends by giving them something to do. Each of these programs is realistic, low cost, and directly tied to our demographic data and community needs. In closing, our data tells a clear story. Our families are hardworking, diverse, and deeply invested in our children's success. But they need our help connecting to resources and feeling included. As educators, we have the opportunity to make school a true center of community support. So thank you for your time, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts on how we can bring those programs to life.